Hi there, I'm personal stylist and style expert Noelle Cellini. In this video, I'm going to answer a question that somebody left on one of my other videos, which is how to dress, or what would be the things I would suggest for dressing kind of wider hips or thicker thighs. Now, there are two ways to go about this. One is that we could pick things that accentuate that. So somebody who really wants to show off their curvy hips or wider hips would be things like a pencil skirt. So that would be something that pencil skirt or a pencil, even skinny jeans would do this, that comes in at the body. So that would highlight those curves, or even something like a straight skirt. Now the opposite of that, which is something that more like camouflages it or really kind of brings more balance to the body. So think about it, if we're a little bit maybe wider on the bottom half, something that balances out the top half of the body with the bottom would be something more like an A-line skirt or an A-line dress. A dress, it can be fitted on the top, but then maybe has an A-line at the bottom. So here I have, it's a skirt, it's white, so it might be hard to see on camera, but you can see that it has this, I would say, a nice gentle A-line. It's not super full, but it does have some fluidity to it and some movement. And again, so this would lay nicely over somebody who has maybe wider hips or thicker thighs and wants to, again, kind of camouflage that and not do the pencil skirt or like the skinny jeans. So something with an A-line. Another option, or I'm sorry, the same kind of silhouette would be, here's another A-line skirt. Again, I know it's not super exciting, but just shows you it's not. You could go for something, yes, fuller, so that would be something like a circle skirt, which is they lay a piece of fabric down and cut it in a big circle, and that means it would have more volume to it, and that would be great too. Some people might not like that, they might feel it adds too much fabric and too much maybe bulk to the body, just as long as it's something that doesn't come in like the pencil. We're looking for something with an A-line. So there are some wrap dresses. I have one where it's a wrap dress, but then after it wraps at the waist, it comes straight down. Not every wrap dress means that, oh, it's gonna wrap and then come out. Some of them will wrap and have that gentle A-line, and that's what you want, or some of them wrap and then kind of come straight down. So really, you'll see it. If you don't see it on the hanger, you'll definitely see it when you try it on for sure. Here is another skirt. These are my mom's skirts, so they're kind of old because A-line skirts aren't as super popular, so definitely more straight and pencil. So if you know that you're looking for that, you can search by that, or use an app and put in that you want skirts with that, A-line skirts, and it will give you notifications when that stuff pops up or goes on sale. But this also too has that A-line, and not only does it have color and neutrals here, the color helps draw the eye away from anything going on here. But what's interesting about this is that it does have pleats, but the pleats start here versus starting here at the waistband. So that's something also too. Pleats are not necessarily a no-no. It just all depends on where they're placed on that skirt or dress, how big they are, what fabric they're in. So again, something that is flat here and then flares out usually has the potential to be more flattering than something with pleats that start here at the waistband. But again, that isn't a specific 100% guideline. You have to see, again, kind of the fabric that it is. But this would tend to be more flattering because it would be flat and then flare out. Not come in, just meaning flat and then flare out. If it flares out too much from the waistband, that again could make you feel even more hippier versus the opposite, which is balancing it out. So that would be the first thing I would look for. Also too, with like jeans, I wrote down in my notes, definitely a darker wash. You could do lighter, but darker is still going to be your best bet. And the same thing, skinny jeans. Skinny jeans have been around now for a long time, but just because everybody is wearing them doesn't mean that they may be the most flattering for you. And this is regardless of age, anything like that. It's a body type thing, what you're comfortable with. If you want to accentuate those curves, then a skinny jean would be fine and would do that for you. If you don't, it doesn't mean you have to do something like a boot cut, but even just a straight leg jean would be fine. And it could still ends like right above the ankle bone. You have that little bone there. It could still end right above the ankle bone like skinny jeans, but it just means that it kind of comes straight down from the hip instead of being skinny. And there are some skinnies that are really, they suck to like your calves and behind the knees. There are some that are a little less, that aren't as tight, almost like jeggings like. But then there are also straight jeans that are not going to come in and narrow in. So again, definitely go for a darker wash. You can do color on the bottom half. I'm somebody who can't do just everything and anything on the bottom half. I'm not super hippie, but it's not really my best area. I'm good when I accentuate kind of my waist and things like that. So I can do colors, but a little more like I can do cobalt versus doing like a teal, which is a little bit lighter and brighter. I could do like a fuchsia, so like the color of that wall behind there, but versus like a blush might be too light. So don't think that you can't do color, and also don't think that you can't do print. Print actually is really great because it can keep the eye moving. Versus a solid, we just have all solid to look at. Even if it's a dark fabric or a dark cobalt or that dark fuchsia, a print can keep the eye moving so it doesn't focus in on one area and we're not seeing all leg or all hip or all thigh or all butt or whatever it is. So don't shy away from prints on the bottom half. Just think about the colors in the prints and something. Is the background of the print, is it white or is it dark? This is a pair of yoga pants of mine, but I can actually wear these. These look good on me because even though it's got some bright, fun colors in it, the main background is a darker background. And again, it's all where it's placed. So it's not, this does look good because again, it keeps the eye moving and that background is dark. So definitely, yeah, a dark wash jean, maybe more of a straight leg versus skinny. It's okay, you don't have to wear what everybody else is wearing. And then also too, when we talked about, when I brought up that kind of balancing the top and bottom half, this is where things like layering would be good. So I don't have my jean jacket here with me. I thought I had picked that up, but something like a jean jacket would be great to wear on top because that would help bring, again, the bottom half. It would help bring the top half into balance with it. Instead of it just being one layer, we could do two, and that helps bring the top into balance with the bottom half. So even things like this is kind of, it's not really cropped, but it's definitely a shorter kind of little sweater, and it's too short to not to wear anything underneath it. I bought it with like two colored tops just to pick one color to layer underneath it. So I can wear this and then my jeans start about here and wear that. So this would be great for somebody who is a little more, again, maybe hippier or has bigger thighs. So you can layer some things on the top and then you can add scarf with this or add jewelry or add some fun earrings. So think about layering things on the top half. Doesn't mean you have to be sweating and super hot, maybe not in the summer, but you're going to maybe wear two things on the top half that again help balance out and bring the bottom into balance. That's what we're doing when we're decorating a room. It's the same thing with the body. So just as we want a couch and the lamps next to the couch, we want the lamps in proportion to the couch. Super small lamps with a big couch looks really off. We want lamps that are in proportion to the couch. Same thing with the body. So we're trying to balance it out by bringing, again, some more of that layering things on the top half or doing some really bright colors on the top half and keeping the bottom half more neutrals or those darker colors like the cobalt and things like that. Another thing when we're going back to kind of the leg, when we're talking about kind of the skinny versus the straight, another really good item would be a jumpsuit. Now, some jumpsuits do narrow in. I do have a jumpsuit that has a narrow leg and it does stop at the ankle and it narrows in like that. Most jumpsuits do have, I find, this kind of fuller leg. You can kind of see it there. And just meaning kind of more comes straight down from the hip, but then it's full all the way through. That's nice because same thing, it's not going to cling and it's going to be kind of in a flowy fabric. And jumpsuits will usually come in at the waist. This is usually nice. I find that people who have wider hips or thicker thighs, they usually do have a smaller waist. So a jumpsuit will naturally do that for you without clinging to the bottom half. And then we could layer this with, again, we'll wear this with the jean jacket. This one is nice because it doesn't, kind of comes just a little bit below the knees, so it's not, I can wear it with flats, I can wear it with wedges, I can wear it with heels, I can wear it with sandals. And again, another thing that's really gonna work if you're looking to balance out hip and thighs would be then to jewelry. Have jewelry be your best friend, have scarves, bring some color or some movement, things like that. So with this, you know, of course, I'm gonna usually pull out my trusty turquoise. Remember, turquoise has equal amounts of warm and cool tones, so it goes with everything and is flattering on all skin types. So I think that really pops with that. I could also really make this my own, and I have this belt that I wear over a blazer. That's what I bought it with, but I try not to limit my things just to an outfit, to one thing, because then your closet becomes very limited. But I can wear this belt over this jumpsuit. I would tuck in this little tie, I wouldn't let that hang down, and then I would have more black and gold accessories versus the silver that I had with that. So again, jewelry is really going to be kind of your saving grace. It's going to help again to that layering aspect and to that balancing. Things like I even show, like I have this bracelet, even though it's already kind of a wide bracelet, I still wouldn't stop there. I would do two, so that looks more stylish than just doing the one. That's kind of my trick I tell people when I'm working with clients. Wherever you think you're going to stop, do one more, either another accessory or layer another accessory, because that's kind of what makes it a little bit more like, ooh, she really knows what she's doing. Or hopefully don't say that she worked with a stylist or he worked with a stylist, but it lets you kind of know. Here's another example. I have this necklace, which is great, I love it, but I won't stop there. I'll layer another one together. Here is a bracelet that I will get a lot of comments on. I'm going to take off this little guy. But I will get a lot of comments on this. But I get comments on it because I actually wear, so that's that, but I actually wear this one with it. And people don't know that it's two together because they're kind of the same fabric or material, excuse me. So I wear that together, and that doesn't look like too much. You may say, oh, well, you're tall, and yeah, but I don't find most people have really super short arms, and this isn't so wide, but that looks a lot better. And even though it's two layered together and they're the same, as we can see, kind of fabric, looks a lot better than just the one, right? Oh, and then one last example. I think I've worn this in a video, but I bought, a lot of times I'll buy same necklace twice, and so it gives it, again, a little more interest, a little more pizzazz, a little more style than just doing just the one that is a little more predictable. So, oh, and then a couple other things to look for. Be careful with crossbody bags. So a lot of times, some of these aren't adjustable at all. Some of them are. I'm 5'8", which tends to be a pretty good height, meaning things aren't usually too short or too long on me, but the average woman is 5'4", which is petite. So a lot of times I find a crossbody bag hits right at the widest part of most women, which is usually hips and thighs. So just kind of be careful or become aware of that if you can adjust it and make it a little bit shorter. Don't want to make it longer because that's going to look weird hitting, like, you know, just above the knee or something like that. So if you can make it shorter, if not, there is nothing wrong with a shoulder bag or a tote bag or even anything like that. Just be careful of the crossbody bag hitting right there. Also with shoes too, I forgot to grab one, but look for something that has a little bit more of a stacked heel versus, not that you can't ever wear a stiletto or a pointy toe heel, but it looks better if you're, again, going for that balance to get something more of a stacked heel versus a really, really skinny, high and skinny heel. The stacked heel, or even a wedge or something, a flat is fine too, will help balance out, look more in proportion to the body and help balance out that wider bottom half than something that's really tall and really, really skinny. And yeah, oh, and then 3/4 length sleeves. So, so here we have, if you push up your sleeves, even if they're not 3/4 length, versus a long sleeve, even though this is just wrist and arm, this helps draw the eye away from the hip. And even though, like I said, this is wrist and arm, meaning it's not necessarily like, you know, clavicle or leg or something like that, that is still a thinner look. Then it doesn't matter which skin is what I'm getting at, than something that ends a normal sleeve length, so to speak. So a 3/4 length or pushing up your sleeves helps draw the eye away from the hip, and seeing that skin, wherever we see skin on the body, is a very narrowing effect. It doesn't have to be, you know, neckline or a slit or something like that. It can just be your arm, and that's a thinner look. Because remember, anytime we're adding kind of the illusion of height, we're helping balance out width. And again, it's all a trick of the eye. So keeping the eye up here, balancing it with those A-line kind of more floaty silhouettes. So hopefully that answers your question. If you have any others, let me know in the comment section below, and I look forward to connecting with you soon.